Hello, and welcome to Applied Nostalgia, a podcast that applies post-9/11 thought patterns and analyses onto pre-9/11 television. In other words, Cale and Evan talk about old TV shows. For updates, follow us on Twitter at SoWellRead. That's at SOWELLRED. So stick around for a few laughs, and you just might learn something along the way.
This is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. Let me take a minute, just sit right there, tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air. I am Cale.
Yo, and I'm Evan.
Today we watched The Fresh Prince
of Bel-Air,
episode 515, entitled Bullets Over Bel-Air.
You know, they should have called it Jenny, Get Your Gun.
They should have called it Carlton, Get Your Gun. And then Will Smith. And then Aerosmith. Oh my god, man, that's where Aerosmith's name came from.
Oh, wow. What? Jenny, get your gun?
No, the Aerosmith liked Will Smith so much. They were just called Arrow, and then they found out about Will Smith, and were like, no, he's pretty good.
Yeah, Arrow's cool, but Will Smith? Yes, he will. He'll smith a sweet rap song.
He'll smith some horseshoes, and then a sweet beat for my feet to dance to.
Yeah, because... You know, somebody probably would have tried to call him a blacksmith, but he was a rapsmith.
Well, you could also call him a blacksmith now, but it's a little more racist.
It's super racist, but super true.
How many blacksmiths do you think there were in ancient England?
Probably zero, because they would have been known as African-American smiths.
English African-American smiths.
No, there's no such thing. It's only African-American smiths.
Were the smiths African-American?
Nope.
This episode opens with Ashley and Nikki sitting together on the couch watching TV in Phil's house. And Will decides to walk in. He's got a little bit of toilet paper on his face. And then Nikki says, "Why do you shave and Ashley doesn't shave?"
Well, 'cause, guys shave and some women don't.
Yeah, that was the good joke in that.
That was funny.
That some women don't shave.
Some women don't shave.
Implying that women have facial hair. But I thought it was more interesting that Nikki knows that Ashley doesn't shave her vagina.
Ew.
He sneaks up in her in the bathroom and he just knows.
He sneaks up in her.
he sneaks up into the bathroom and then notices Ashley just not shaving anything. I think that's kind of gross.
That's cool. Hey, little kids are curious because he was like, why? And then Will was like, you asking an awful lot of questions.
I didn't realize that incest was such a theme in the show until today.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
That's why I was always hooked to it.
I haven't watched it in quite a few years. I guess it just flew over my head.
I was hooked and I couldn't stop staring.
That's a song, right?
Yeah, that's Baby Got Back, which is also by Will Smith, yeah. It's parents just don't understand, and then...
getting jiggy with
it. Miami is mine.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah, Wild Wild West, and then
Wild Wild
Baby
West,
Got Back.
Jim West, Desperado. This episode was horrible.
It's like it's just like the episode we watched. It's
okay,
terrible.
Let's just power through it and then we can go on to how bad it was.
Yeah.
So Nikki says, "Why do you shave?" And Ashley doesn't shave, so she doesn't shave her pubes. Will shaves his face, and then it cuts to the title sequence. After a cool scene with Hillary asking about a Vogue magazine that doesn't exist, and they name drop Tyra Banks, but they don't say Banks.
That model Tyra, you know who she is.
And so I noticed in the credits that one of the lyrics is he's talking to the cabbie that's driving him to Bel-Air from the airport, and he says, "Yo, home, smell you later," to the cabbie.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, is that sort of like making fun of Armenian people or
I never even
Indian
thought about
people?
that.
Because it's the stereotype of Middle Easterners and them being cabbies, but
smelling bad.
He's literally saying the cabbie smells terrible.
That's terrible. But also, if you're sitting in a cab cross country, they both smell pretty bad, probably.
Well, it wasn't cross country.
Yeah, it was.
Brought him from the airport.
Really?
Yeah.
Then I don't know.
I think it's just really racist. I mean, they didn't say the name of the cabbie, so
but
it's
the
not. The
cabbie was black.
The cabbie's name is not like Dursamangala.
Dursamangala.
So he doesn't have like a traditionally weird name, which is racist
so they
to me.
have weird names, huh?
I know. Wow, my God.
Weird to you.
Delete that segment. No, yeah. He doesn't have a traditionally non-American white name, so I don't know if he's Middle Eastern or something, but he says he smells, and
He's got dice in the mirror.
he's not black. We know that because we see like his hand reach out for like a high
I thought
five.
he was black.
I think he's just white, maybe, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think you should say a cabbie smells bad either.
No,
Regardless,
that's just mean.
hey, I'm going to take a stance here, but regardless of race, I don't think you should say people smell bad.
Stand up for, because someday we could all be cabbies. We don't even know. We don't know what's next.
Who's to say who smells?
I know I smell sometimes.
I know I smell most of the time.
Yeah, so who are we to talk?
We get back from the opening credits, and Carlton, Phil, and Will are going camping, which we all know that rich black people in Bel-Air go camping quite often.
Yeah.
There's a hilarious scene. Will falls down because the backpack's too heavy, and the crowd really laughs really hard because it's funny when people fall down.
Oh, God.
And then there's more stuff about how much stuff they're taking, and Will's like, come on, you're taking too much stuff. Why are we taking wood? And Carlton's like, duh, forest fires.
Wait.
No, Carlton's like, duh, campfires.
I feel like this episode is so bad that it's just
The
not
episode, it's like getting worse in my mind as it's going.
Me too.
I literally forgot the theme song to this because it's that bad. So then, yeah, he's like, why are we taking wood? Campfires.
Because of forest fire.
Technically, it is a forest fire. And
No, it is.
and
They
then,
all are.
Will Smith's like, hey, what's that? And he's like, oh, it's a raft. It holds 6 people. And then he goes,
How many Uncle Phil's that hold?
and then Carlton's like, hey, don't pull that cord. And then Will Smith pulls the cord, and then the raft inflates, and he falls backwards and breaks a lamp.
Oh, get this. He fell at the beginning of the episode. He did a funny fall.
I just said that.
And then he does another one.
I just said that, too.
Did you? Because I spaced out. I was so bored while thinking about this episode.
He only falls twice in the episode. He doesn't fall a third time.
God.
So-
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Well, he fell when he got shot, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but then you cut the black with the gunshot, though.
Yeah.
So it's like comedy blue balls without seeing Will Smith fall a third time.
This episode's really uninspiring.
That raft opening made a lantern break, and they have to go to the ATM so Will can pay Carlton back because it's important that he pays him back immediately.
Yeah, because camping.
Because, yeah, they need that extra $80 in cash when they're camping in the woods, apparently.
Well, there's rich people camping, so they'd probably try to pay a moose.
Well, they did say the limo was going to be the one dropping them
Oh,
off.
yeah, the guy.
That was a big joke.
Yeah, he was like, the limo will be pulling over or something.
So, yeah, they go to the ATM, and Will's like, I'll give you $60 for it.
It's worth 80.
It's worth 60.
It's worth 80, Will.
It's worth 80.
It's worth 60.
Good one, Daffy. And then he pays him $60 for it.
Will, that's not right.
And then as they turn around, there's a guy that says, hey, give me your money.
Okay.
And then Will's like, hey, give him your money, man. Give him your money.
Dude, this is all we got. Well, I think I have a little more. And the guy's like, get your hands out of your pockets.
And then, yeah, so Carlton not only hands in the $60, but goes, hey, I got more. So Carlton is very street smart.
Dumb fuck.
I think I got more, sir.
I think I have more money.
Hey, I know you're robbing me, but I'd like to give you some more. You
May
really earned it by robbing me.
May I have some more?
May you have some more?
Haha, that's fucked up.
So then the guy sees Carlton reach for his pocket and then decides to shoot them.
Bam, bam.
And they conspicuously have a gloved hand be the one shooting him, so you can't see what race it is.
We all know what race it was.
White people.
Yeah, it's the white. The whole show is a metaphor.
The white people are always keeping them down.
This so exemplifies the black struggle.
You know, Barack Obama should finance the Fresh Prince reboot,
Yeah.
and it would be all about Nikki.
He
And
could just star in it.
I'd watch that.
This is all about how I became the president.
But I'd watch that. He'd be all like, yo, this is how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I started living in the White House now.
Oh,
And then they do stuff with their kids.
that
But
sounds shitty.
it's at least as good as this, at least.
Yeah.
I should say at least a few more times. At least.
At least.
So, yeah, the gloved hand shoots them, and it's probably a white guy. It sounds like a white guy.
Oh, he's white.
It makes more sense narratively for him to be white because it's Bel-Air. Come
Yeah.
on.
He's probably a rich guy himself, just kind of getting his kicks.
He's probably
It's a really expensive looking leather glove.
isotoners.
Oh, you think?
No. But that was a joke because Ace Ventura had isotoners.
Oh, I don't get your stupid stuff.
I bet it was actually a crossover with Dick and Jane. How they're getting their
Jim
kicks.
Clary.
They're trying to keep up appearances and do all this stuff, and they end up robbing Carlton and Will at the ATM.
Yeah, I'd watch that movie.
They cut to the hospital, and Will Smith's mom shows up.
Ugh.
And
how's he doing? He's doing the same as when you caught from the airport. Shut up, bitch.
Was that one of the lines?
Yes.
This episode was so bad.
It's so bad. I don't even feel like talking about
I'm
it.
just bored.
Me too. I hate.
So Hillary's walking around being annoying like usual, and she's talking to a nurse, and she follows the nurse into like the back room where the medication is, which is illegal. Even in the early 90s, it was illegal.
Even during the fucking nihilistic 90s.
And so blah blah blah, other stuff happens.
Yada yada yada.
The nurse comes out, and Hillary's got a bottle of Prozac and goes like, "Do you think I really need this? Do I seem unhappy to you?"
And the nurse is like, "Yeah, you do." She didn't really say that.
No, she didn't say that at all.
I'm just trying to make the episode better by...
It's bad. They go, "Can we see Will?" And then Uncle Phil comes out and he goes, "Yeah, they made a deal with us. If we go in there, we can see him now, but then we have to leave because we're annoying them."
Yeah.
And which I don't think
it's your
that's
job,
true.
you fucking cabbies.
They smell bad. That's what I heard.
I just don't know why I said that. I don't feel like restraining myself.
So they went into the room where Will was recuperating after they said the bullet was an inch away from his spine and he might have nerve damage and all this drama.
He might have nerve damage. Yeah, well, where do you get the nerve to put out a piece of shit episode like this?
I thought it was weird that Joffrey was in the hospital with them.
Yeah, go peel potatoes.
I mean, like, yeah, I get it. I guess he's friends with them and he's part of the family.
I'm part of the family.
But, like, he's still doing his job there because he said, like, "I'll pull the collar on." So
yeah, that's sick.
It's like, dude, you're making him go to the hospital, wait on your nephew. It's just
let
weird.
him go fold towels.
He's not in the house. It's not your purview to take care of him.
Yeah, he's not a fucking maid on the go. Well, I think he is. I don't know why I said that.
So Will Smith's making some jokes and blah, blah,
blah. Blah, blah. Everything's not a joke.
Carlton gets mad and he goes, "I don't think it's funny."
I don't think it's funny.
And then Carlton, like, storms out and, like, Uncle Phil follows him. He's like, "I think I'm going to have a talk with him." And then Carlton's like, "I just can't take it anymore. People just aren't afraid of the legal system."
Yeah. And, like, yeah. See, I don't like that. They're not afraid of the legal system. Shouldn't be how it is. They're confused about the point they're trying to make.
He's claiming that people rob people because they're not afraid of the legal system, and that's not what you should ever be afraid of. You should be afraid of prison time. You should be afraid of the result of the legal system.
People aren't afraid of the system. I think that this show was written in like 20 minutes. It's written real time.
That's a little much. Let's say
It's
maybe
written
like
in 10 minutes.
Maybe they just like scraped together a couple scraps of other episodes they didn't want to do and then put a gun in it.
Yeah.
So
that's what I do with my mouth when I think about watching this.
Carlton decides to take a walk in the middle of the night.
12:30 at night.
Let's see. And then let's see, blah blah blah. His mom fluffs his pillow and he's like, "Nah, bitch."
This episode sucks so bad.
And then he gets his girlfriend to fluff his pillow, and his mom's like, "It looks like you got a new pillow fluffer."
Fluff my pillow, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
And then so she stays overnight. Cuts to the next morning. He's watching TV, but there's no sound coming from it. Nurse comes in with his breakfast, and he's like, "Ooh," and he's laughing and stuff. And then she's like, How are you understanding what's happening when there's no sound?" He goes, "Well, I've seen all what's happening. Rerun, you better get your baby." Ooh. So then he's like, "Yeah, I've seen all these, and I'm great." And then he goes, "You should see my Webster."
And then she's like...
And then his girlfriend wakes up.
You see your what?
And then he's like, "My Webster." No, he didn't say that.
I don't know what he said.
That was the end of the joke.
I wish he would have said something else.
And then she just says like, "Oh, I was tired. I slept some."
Wow. Yeah, she did say that. I was tired and I slept. That's not worth noting.
And then Carlton shows up, and the nurse and Lisa, that's her name.
Bonet.
Lisa and the nurse leave, and they go, "We'll leave you alone." And then they talk for a minute, and Carlton's like, "I owe you my life. If you ever need anything, you just let me know." And Will's like,
"Okay.
Hey, how about you get Uncle Phil to put me in his will?"
Yeah, and we talked about that. That's gross because it's like he's Will, so he's basically saying
He's saying he wants Phil to put him in himself.
yeah, he wants Phil to have Will fist himself in the a-hole, and then that's all he wants. That's sick.
He just wants Uncle Phil to know that's what he's going to do.
He just wants to tell. He wants permission to tell Uncle Phil that he fists himself.
Like,
I'm pretty sure we got this right.
I mean, I see no
what other context is there for him saying, put me in his will?
There's no explanation for it.
It's fucking nasty. Well, they did laugh.
We already have themes of incest in this episode.
Yeah.
So it's just
and I'm not just
continuing
projecting
the theme.
them. Because it's like the episode with Phoebe and her brother. There was all sorts of sexual tension.
I never saw that one.
Well, yeah.
But how about all that, Monica?
Monica. Yeah, Monica.
It's Monica and Ross.
And Ross. Like, there was so much sexual tension. I used to jerk off to the tension.
Especially back in the flashbacks when Monica was fat.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
She wanted it so bad
They're
from Ross.
so horny for each other. Let's get this over with so I can go and clean my pants up.
Monica, we know you want it. You're just gobbling up all this food because you're thinking of his dick.
Yeah.
Just get in shape and get on that D.
Freud would say that was her complex where she ate brownies because she wanted to get a little bit of her brother's brown eye.
Like she wanted to rim him. That's what
She
we're saying.
wanted to lick her bro's a-hole. And that's not just it's not just conjecture.
No, it's not just your opinion. It's my opinion. And
Yeah.
two people make a right.
Yeah, two Bobs make a Phil. Uncle Phil.
And speaking of Uncle Phil, so his son Carlton shows up and he's saying like, "Oh, Will, you owe me everything."
Yeah, Will.
Or I owe you everything because you saved my life.
That was confusing. It's like, you owe me everything. But that walk was that was a big walk for him.
So he's like, "Oh, Will, I owe you my life. You saved my life. I'll do anything you want." And then Will's
I'll
like,
do anything that you want me to. Anyways.
and Will's like, "I want a hug."
Ugh.
And then they hug each other. And then Will's like, it's a weirdly long hug. It's like a 5-second long
And
hug.
the audience even realizes they're like,
Yeah, they stop reacting. And then Will like pats him like a friendly tap. And then he notices, he's like, "What's that?" And then he's like, "Oh, it's a gun."
yeah. He didn't even hesitate. That's the weird part. You were thinking, oh, he'll try to hide it. But the thing is, he wanted Will to know about the gun.
It's like you think Will would be a little scared of guns in this moment.
Yeah.
It's been like 12 hours since he's been
pretty
shot.
fucking brave, even though...
Or Carlton's like, "It's a gun."
It's a gun.
And then Will's like, "Come on, man."
Hey! Hey!
They just have this argument with all this faux drama of like, everybody's gonna do what they want to do, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. It's never gonna happen to me again. All other generic things.
Never again!
And then Will's like, "You know what? The one thing you can do for me is give me the gun, man. Give me the gun." Carlton like starts crying and walks up to Will and puts a gun on his foot.
I'm dead. Yeah, why would he put it by his feet?
He knows Will can't sit up and grab it because he's been shot.
That's weird. What if his feet became sentient and fucking grabbed the gun and tried to fight each other or something? Carlton does not fucking, he couldn't have predicted getting mugged. He also can't predict 2 feet coming alive and grabbing a fucking gun.
Well, I want to know, did he expect him to like blanket flip the gun into his hands?
Oh, that's
like
cool.
move one foot and just be like, "Blap,"
That's
and
fucking
then
cool, I wish.
catch it with his hand and then start shooting as he like slides across the room.
Well, like I said when we were watching it, he's going to take the gun and try to turn the volume up with a bullet.
Yeah.
Because it didn't kill him, so he must think, oh, bullets aren't that bad.
No, bullets can change channels on TV.
Yeah, bullets can change anything.
So he picks the gun up. Somehow he manages to get to it, and then he looks at it for a second and then dumps the bullets out.
Ugh,
And then he starts crying, and
baby.
then the credits come on, and it's all happy again.
It's a fucking dumb show.
And that's it. It was bad. People really love the show, and I don't know.
I liked the earlier episodes. Well, if it was on, I'd watch it. I don't know if that's liking.
It was just generic multicam joke.
There was a lot of jokes. Actually, you know what? There weren't a lot. Well, there were a lot of jokes, but they all came in these really, really shitty clusters.
There was like jokes like, Oh, you know that it says you should remodel your house and spend whatever you want. Oh, what was that in? Rich People Digest?
Yeah, that's such a lame joke because it's not a real magazine.
No, if it was a real magazine, it would have been hilarious.
It's fucking stupid,
Like,
okay?
I would have been rolling on the floor. Like, I might have broken my chair because I was laughing so hard.
I was afraid when that joke was coming up. I was like, I think I know where they're going with this. And I was like, oh, shit, that Cale over there, he might hurt himself.
I did not drink a sip of water in this whole episode because I knew it was going to be that funny.
Your lips like dry.
I know. I'm like feeling like the Sahara Desert over here.
Yeah, Sahara Desert.
And if I wish this episode was a little more like Sahara, starring Matthew McConaughey.
Oh my God. Well, I don't think we need. I don't think there's any tissues in the room. So
that's true.
For me to cry watching you jerk off.
I would have. God, this episode sucks.
Yeah, it's like the worst thing.
People like this show a lot still, and that kind of throws me because
I wish I could throw it out the window.
I wish Will just would have shot himself in the fucking head.
I know. I was getting ready. Near the end, I didn't feel angry at guns. I just felt angry at Carlton.
If I had any emotion towards Carlton, that would mean the writing was well done, and I just felt like they all suck. What kind of gun shop owner sells a kid a gun at 2 a.m. with no background check? Even in the early 90s, no background check. You had to wait at least 2 days to get a gun.
It's just really shoddy.
Unless you bought the gun from another robber guy.
They left out too much. They should have showed him going to the gun store. I don't know why.
He's going to try out a few models and, see what fits him.
Can he even shoot a gun? I just think that this was really bad. It felt like it was 10 minutes long.
It did. It felt oddly short, and it was like Carlton.
Hey!
See, that was better than all the jokes in this episode.
It's so bad.
I would rather watch a million Full Houses than this episode again.
I prefer to watch Modern Family.
I'd prefer to watch, a marathon of cops.
I'd prefer to be a cop. Running a marathon.
I'd prefer to get stopped by the cops when I did something illegal.
Yeah, I'd prefer to get stopped by the cops while I did something legal. That's how hardcore I is.
I really don't even know what else to say. This episode sucked. Will Smith, and now his kid's making music, and he's got his pumped up kicks, and he's probably all happy that his dad did the show, and his friends probably watch the show, and he's like, "Yo, your dad was good in that gun episode. He cried. He cried a tear, man."
I'm sick of it. I don't believe that Will Smith really cries. I don't think he can cry.
He's too manly.
No, he's a sociopath. He's a robot from another fucking planet.
He's got a lot of thetans. That's all I know.
Is that a thing in Dianetics?
That's, Scientology. There's not much else to say. It's just rich people making jokes about being rich, and then their fat uncle, and then they go camping, but they don't actually go camping, and then they get shot, and they go to the hospital, but they did it in such an unconvincing way that there's no other plot to this episode. There's 3 sets. Yeah, there's the living room / kitchen, which is one set, and then there's the ATM wall that they built, and then the hospital room.
Another thing I don't understand is the joke with Hillary talking about the magazine or whatever, or whoever the fuck was talking about it. Well, you mean
when she was like, "Hey, is there that Vogue with that Tyra on the cover?"
Well, that, and then also talking about the Rich People Digest.
That was Ashley.
Yeah, why the fuck? So that's how lazy they were, that the 2 things that the characters not really involved with the main storyline, all they could talk about is alluding to something in a fucking book that's not even on the show.
Yeah, that's like Saved by the Bell level bad.
It is. Hey, I read this in Science Magazine. Yeah, you would, you nerd. I did call a magazine a book. Okay. They're books. Book-like.
They're flaccid books. Bullets Over Bel-Air.
Is that what this is called?
That's what this episode is called.
I wish there were arrows over Bel-Air.
It doesn't even make sense. There's not bullets. There's a bullet. And it's not over anything. It hit him in the stomach. And
I'm over this fucking episode.
Did you learn anything from this?
Yeah, I learned that this fucking show gets on my nerves, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Yeah, I learned that the writing was terrible, and I hate it, and it's probably about as good as Big Bang Theory.
Not even.
I'd actually rather watch a Big Bang Theory right now.
Big Bang Theory get funny Star Trek references.
At least they got a hot blonde chick, right?
Oh, baby! What's her name? Kelly Piccolo or something?
Kaylee
Pickleson?
Guaco.
Yeah, Guaco.
Kaylee Guacamole. Hey, man. She goes good on chips. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
The California Highway Patrol.
my buddy Chip.
Kaylee Guaco fucks Emilio Estevez.
Oh, no.
Yes, Emilio Estevez is from Chips.
No. Thinking of the Mexican guy.
It's Emilio Estevez.
No, Emilio Estevez is
Oh my
from-
god, what am I, a fucking idiot?
Eric
Estrada.
Estrada.
Eric Estrada.
That's close.
Emilio Estevez. It's,
I almost believed you the second time. I was like, that doesn't seem right. And then I remember who Emilio Estevez was. Bombay. Bicycle Club.
I'd rather watch Mighty Ducks 2.
I'd rather be a Mighty Ducks 2.
I'd rather watch the Mighty Ducks cartoon.
Oh, was that real?
Yes, it was horrible. They were actual ducks. They weren't the kids.
Oh, God, that's stupid.
This show sucks. We're not even doing anything anymore. The world has collapsed in on itself for this.
I actually think that watching that determined how good this is going to be, and it ruined how good it could have been because of how uninspired the episode was itself.
Okay, let's finish this with a bang here. If you could come up with one word to describe this episode, what would it be?
Smike-a-brack-a-stukalaka.
And that means what?
It means when someone wears their shoes on their hands and then walks on eggshells.
Okay.
It's in Webster's dick.
You should hear my Webster.
You should hear your what?
Yeah, my word would be garbage.
What's that mean?
I hate it.
Ba-da-da-da-da. I don't like it.
This has been a So Well Read production.
So well read.